Alright guys, so this is fun. So I wanted to do a recording with an entire auction draft for you guys, and then my computer totally crashed, and I'm just now getting back into the draft. So I really wanted Melvin Gordon. That was the last player that was up before my computer crashed and I had to come back. And I know that I have one decent wide receiver and I need running backs. I'm gonna have to go LaShawn McCoy, who is weird because I don't really like LaShawn McCoy too much this year because he is a little bit older. I don't trust that offense, but he does have a really sweet Week 1 matchup against the Jets. So I'm thinking that maybe if I can get him and maybe figure out like a trade or something like that, that won't be too bad, or get him at a decent price. So you guys kind of miss it at the early stages of the draft. Players are going for crazy amounts. Like David Johnson went for I think 85, which is pretty high. All the big three quarterbacks went really high. 50 is not too bad for McCoy, so that's fine. I need to kind of assess where we're at right now. Oh man, I can't see the. I don't think I want Demaryius Thomas. Dealing with the injury, I just don't want to deal with it. And I have him in another team. Okay. Cokes went for 24. That's good. Elliott went for 57. That was higher than I would have paid. Yeah, Marshawn Lynch, I would have done that. That sucks. J.J. for 32 is just insane. Yeah, I would have. That's frustrating. A little bit frustrated. Not sure what happened with the computer. It never crashes, and all of a sudden it crashed on me at the worst possible time. Well, anyways, so you guys can kind of see what happened here. So, yeah, David Johnson for 86. That happened. That's just crazy. That's crazy. I don't even know what he has to score to make up that value. But we did have a couple of bots that were playing. Sorry guys, I have to kind of reassess here. So I actually want Jordan Reed. Come on, $4. I'll pay 10 for him. That's it. Okay, I'm done. Jordan Reed, and I like Eifert. What's this? I shouldn't be surprised by that, but I thought he was healthy. There you go, Google search. Tyler Eifert injury, first thing that pops up. Roto's amazing. See, that's high. That's too high. 17 is too high. Landry is a really good nomination here. Who knows? Chance of suspension. I don't really know how that offense is going to be with Cutler back there. If he's going to feed Landry, or it looks like he's going to feed Parker. So I'd rather have Parker. This is pretty cheap, though. I want nothing to do with Landry. He's cheap, and I still don't want anything to do with him. Opener against. Okay, he's healthy. I don't know what's going on. Alright, well, to catch you up while this is going on, you guys get more of a deep dive look into my computer than I would normally have you do, but oh, Howard. Yeah, I might. I have some concerns about Howard, but I think he's going to go pretty cheap. I don't know. In a vacuum, I'd rather have Melvin Gordon, but this is cheap, and it doesn't seem like there's too much of a market. I might be able to get him for. I'll go up to 40. I think that's my max. This is. Alright, just kidding. 42. That's my max. That's an absolute max. I'm not gonna do any more. That's it. Because I want Gordon. Rather Gordon. Yes. Okay. That's one of those deals you bid. You're like, please upbid me. That's fine. This is going to be super interesting. So Justin Tucker, good kicker. Do you pay up for the good kicker? I think that offense is going to be terrible. That's the thing. So I'm not going to pay $3. So whoever nominated him for $2 is kind of smart. $3 is too much. Yeah, $7 kind of insane. You can get Matt Bryant. Is going to be no more than $3. Pascalski probably won't be more than $3. This is weird because I really like Jimmy Graham. I have him almost everywhere. I just hope he goes for a lot because I don't want to bid on him. I want to take the chance with Reed and Eifert. And interesting, Jack Doyle, because Swoop just got placed on the IR, so he's gone for the first 8 weeks at least. I don't know that Indianapolis really has another option at tight end. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. $11 for Eifert, it's not too bad. Or for Graham. Here's an interesting player. So there's certain players in auction. It's just really. I just want to kind of cue into those players. I'd say Aaron Rodgers is one. What are they going to go for? If they go for 30 or more, then obviously this league is going to pay up for quarterbacks for a while. Bryant is another one though. I'll probably go 24 for him. I'm not going to get him. Yeah. That's fine. I still got Doug Baldwin out there. T.Y. Hilton took a big hit. So Andrew Luck is obviously out week 1, but it's kind of looking like there's a good chance that he's not going to be there for week 2 or week 3. Maybe week 4 is pretty solid. Get him back. I am probably going to get Melvin Gordon, which is weird because I really didn't like him last year, but I think he's pretty much the only show in town in San Diego again. And he did pretty well. I think the offense is really good. So I think the TDs are going to be there. This is a standard league. It's not PPR. I'm totally going to go 54 for this. I'll overpay for Gordon if I have to. It'd be nice if I didn't have to overpay. I think people are realizing this is probably the last really good running back out there. I'll pay 55. That's going to be it, though. Alright. That was a little bit more than I wanted to pay, but that's fine. So here's what we did. So 2 really solid running backs. Need to focus on wide receiver and be careful because this gets ugly pretty fast. It gets ugly if you're thinking about I don't know, Ted Ginn Jr. or something like that as your third wide receiver. You're not going to feel real good about it. So I'm worried about wide receiver. QB, I'm going to pay very little for it. Can't forget that defense, right? Don't pay for defense. Just don't. Of these, Tyreek Hill, I just don't know what to think of them. Oh, my turn to nominate. I think Kirk Cousins is, at this point, a scary quarterback to me. So I'm going to nominate another quarterback. I wouldn't... Not a big fan of Marcus Mariota either. But Big Ben I wouldn't mind having. I'm just not paying anything for Kirk Cousins this year. That offense looks not so good. Yeah, they lost Deshaun Jackson. So that's good to know, though, that the quarterback is kind of dried up as far as the market is concerned. So I can probably get my quarterback cheap at any time now. Alright, so this is the last good running back. So look at what's happening now. Todd Gurley has a lot of questions. So I have my 2 running backs, so I don't have to spend a whole lot on the next one. And whatever. Dalvin Cook, Carlos Hyde, Kareem Hunt, Ty Montgomery. Any of them can be good, they could be bad, I just don't know. So now I can just kind of pick whichever one goes cheapest. Definitely want Jordan Reed here, though. So lots of injury concerns, but it's 10-person league again, so I can get a really cheap tight end later if I need to. But I'll take his upside. I'll pay up to 14. And at this point, I'll switch over to Eifert. I'm not going to pay that. So Ty Montgomery's got a really tough matchup week 1 going against Seattle. We just added Sheldon Richardson to make it even a little bit worse. Other than that, though, I like him. And I'm not going to bid for this, though. Like I said, there's Cook, Hyde, Hunt, Ingram, even Gilsley. I think I put Gilsley in there, Abdullah. Like any of those guys, I think might be great, might be crap, whatever. It's impossible to predict right now. So I'll take any of it. I'll take the cheapest one. Fournette, I definitely don't like. There's no way I'm getting. I might nominate him next. I'll put him in the queue because I just don't think. So he's got an injury already that he's dealing with. Jacksonville offensive line looks putrid. They don't have a quarterback to speak of. Nominate him. Let somebody else take the big shiny new toy. That being said, from a dynasty perspective, I actually like him a lot. The next 2 or 3 years, I think Jackson's offensive line has to improve. I think they'll be just fine. But I think this year is going to be a real disappointment. Whatever, I just don't want Tyreek Hill. I like Doug Baldwin. He just gets it done. Amari Cooper, I like him too. I wonder if I can afford both of them. $74 left. Figure both of them go for about 30. That would not be the worst thing in the world. No, I don't think I can do it. Alshon Jeffrey, I don't want anything to do with. too many injuries, and it's pretty consistent. Soft tissue injuries. He's on a new team. He has a second-year quarterback who, Carson Wentz threw the ball a ton last year and still didn't get too much accomplished if you think about it. So the one good thing is they have no running game to speak of. Garrett Blount is just not it. He looks horrible. So maybe they rely on the pass again, and maybe they get it done with Alshon Jeffrey and Zach Ertz and stuff like that back. That's a maybe. It's just a risk I'm not have to take. I'm kind of thinking Parker, guys. I know I'm switching things up, but if Parker is my third wide receiver, then I get like that. I don't know. Who's here? Pierre Garçon, Randall Cobb. If these guys are my fourth and fifth wide receivers, I'm okay with that. Kelvin Benjamin, I think he's going to be fine. Rudolph. I like Rudolph. I got a bid. $3, come on. Better if it was PPR. I'm just not. I really want Tyler Eifert and Jack Doyle. I actually kind of hope that they nominate someone that is not a wide receiver. Bilal Powell. I have a lot of Bilal Powell, but I think I'm kind of done with him. Just don't trust that offense. This is not PPR again. This is standard. So I would never feel comfortable just kind of throwing him into a lineup and being like, there you go. So I don't think quarterbacks are really taking any money off the board. I don't want to go tight end because Eifert's the next big one. So running back. Todd Gurley is probably going to be my... And he's a pretty good... he's going to go super cheap too. Yeah, I think Fournette. I already said that, didn't I? Well, whatever. Sounds like a good plan. I'll pay up to 15 for him. You never know. Sometimes he's kind of nominated a little bit late. You never know. Might get a steal. Two guys going after him. That's too cheap. He has trade value at $23. They'll bid. Oh, interesting. Well, so here's a shiny new toy, Fournette. We'll see what he goes for. These two guys, yeah, going at it again. Fournette was too cheap at that. I don't even want, or I'm sorry, Gurley was too cheap. I don't even want Gurley. Didn't need him, but at that point I can trade him for more than that. I'm thinking I could package like Gurley and somebody else and get Gronk or I don't know, maybe I can do a package and get AJ Green or Mike Evans. Interesting. So we're starting to see. I like Carl's side. So obviously he has some injury concerns, but Joe Williams, the guy who was supposed to steal the job, blah blah blah. He's on. He's hurt. So I don't know if he's on IR or not, but he's hurt. So Matt Breida is the next guy. Matt Breida is a pretty small running back. I think he's like 5'8" and less than 200 pounds. So he's not gonna get too much work. Carl's side, I think he's been good. I don't know. Rather have Todd Gurley at 23 or Hyde at 21. I think I'll take Gurley. That's fine. That did, however, affect what I can budget for wide receivers. This plan is, by the way, like just shot. There is no plan. See, I'll pay up to 10 for Eifert, and nobody's going to go up that high. $4. There you have it. So obviously Spencer Ware went down. Kareem Hunt looks to be the heir apparent, but the KC's kind of come out and said that maybe he's being more part of a running back by committee. They just re-signed C.J. Spiller. They have Sarkandrick West. I don't know. Maybe they signed somebody else. There's a few good running backs on the market now. I just don't quite buy it with Kareem Hunt. I think he's gonna be solid. He's gonna be fine. Look at this. Okay. This is crazy town, right? So I paid 23 for Todd Gurley, and Kareem Hunt is at 24 right now. Okay. Yeah. So I need a QB, 2 wide receivers, kicker, and defense. Whatever. I think Adams is going to be fine, but he's probably going to go for more than I'm willing to pay for. Well, yeah, I won't even pay 13 for. I would rather have Cobb at that price. Cobb just looked involved in that offense when he wasn't hurt. So I've obviously spent more than I wanted to on running back, or that I planned on running back. So I'm not going to spend even an extra dollar on defense. So I hate Wiggins is overspent on a couple things. Yeah, there you go. 86 on David Johnson. That's just insane. Tyreek Hill 16. That's insane. That's just. I didn't mind Carlos Hyde for 21. Justin Tucker for 7. That's just insane. Let's go through some teams. So we got Drew Brees, Joel Pryor, Allen Robinson, Demaryius Thomas, DeMarco Murray, Christian McCaffrey. It's not bad. If I if I showed up late to a draft and that was my team, I'd be like, okay, I can work with this. Sackers. Actually, I'll go for 2. That's it. I'd rather have Jack Doyle, and I think we can get him for 3 or 4 at this point. Hash Brownies, Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, Alshon Jeffrey, Marshawn Lynch, Leonard Fournette, Jordan. So aside from Leonard Fournette, I actually like the rest of the team a lot. I like Marshawn Lynch. So this is a standard league. It's not PPR or anything like that. Alright. So this is Doug Baldwin. I do like him. I do want him. He's a little bit boom or bust, but I like Seattle's schedule. Russell Wilson's healthy. Wouldn't even flinch up until 25. I don't know that Doug Baldwin is my clear number one. I don't know if I'd like that, but that's probably going to be it for Mr. Baldwin. Yep. Had to let him go because I'm thinking Amari Cooper's out here, Calvin Benjamin, Devontae Parker. Alright, let's go back to the teams. We're at Hash Brownies. Okay. Hopkins, Cooks, Hilton, Lamar Miller, Jordan Howard. I hate this team. This team. I mean, whatever. I mean, they have a great season, but it looks, they got all these big names, and it looks good now. I just think at the end of the year, it's going to be awful. Sammy Watkins, I would not mind having. I'm assuming he's going to go pretty cheap. I think he's going to be less than the average cost because he's with Goff and the Rams, but I think they're going to be a little bit better than people give credit for. Not a whole lot better, but as a wide receiver 3, I'll take him. Alright, so we're nominate, so we'll probably do a running back to get that. Derrick Henry. I think he'll go for more than he's worth. Derrick Henry is actually, it's funny, as a rookie I didn't like him, but he performed a lot better than I kind of anticipated, I have to admit. And he's fine, but he's a pure handcuff. If DeMarco Murray's there, then his value is not going to be great. Although, whatever. It looks like $4 or $5, whatever, that's fine. I'm not going to fault anybody for getting him for that. It's kind of weird because when I do snake drafts, I love a wide receiver heavy type approach. 0 RB, maybe not quite that extreme, but I have a team that kind of resembles that. In auctions, it just doesn't seem to work out. It seems like I go running back heavy. I like Crowell, so very good offensive line. I actually think the Browns are a lot better this year, or will be a lot better this year than people want to give them credit for. Their defense is going to be pretty decent. They have a great offensive line. Crowell's fine. Obviously, the problem is quarterback, so Kaiser's a rookie. Please outbid me. At rate. Well, we'll see how that works out. That's rough because I still need a wide receiver. Got a little overexcited on that one. And yeah, quarterback's easy to find. I could literally not draft a quarterback and find one on the waiver wire that's fine. The other problem is with Sammy Watkins. I don't know if I love him as a third wide receiver, so I need a second wide receiver. Yeah, I don't know if I tied up so much of my budget into running backs, so kind of screwed this up. 103, 123, 146. 73% of my budget is in running backs. It is standard. There are going to be good wide receivers available on the waiver wire, and I'll still be able to draft a pretty good one. So I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to get Andy Dalton for $1 or $2. Maybe Ben Roethlisberger. I'd love either one of those for cheap. I don't think I'm going to be able to get Cooper. Maybe Kelvin Benjamin. I think the hate's gone too far on him. Or Parker. I think those are the only two. Well, Kelvin Benjamin's clearly a number 1. Parker is probably a number 1 at this point with Cutler. These other guys are, in PPR, I love them. Fitz, Sanders, Crabtree's okay, but not as number 2. Yeah. I could break the bank right here. Just go for it. Just have 8 positions left. He's right in the budget. There you go. I didn't have to think about it. Look at this. See. Alright, let's go back to the teams. Yep. Don't like that team. Just brutal. Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Jay Elliott, Rudolph. How much money? He might be okay. Might be okay. We'll see what happens. Dez, Odell, Willie Snead, Mixon, Anderson. Nope. Just nope. This guy, I was betting against this guy a lot. Kirk Cousins, AJ Green, Doug Baldwin, Bell. Oh, it was a great team. Yep. I don't like Cousins, but at $3, whatever. So maybe he's probably gonna get another quarterback. But I love AJ Green, Doug Baldwin, so solid. Lev Bell, Gronk, Matt Bryant. This is a great team. Good job. Jordy Nelson, Michael Thomas, Amari Cooper, Kareem Hunt, Derrick Henry, Travis Kelce, Dalvin Cook. It's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna bid $3. I'm sorry, this guy. Yeah, I won't bid more than that, but this guy's so good. Gostkowski almost always finishes number 1, number 2 kicker. Him and Tucker are the one they'll pay more than $1 for, or $2 for. Yeah, Ryan's fine. Bryant, Adams, Freeman, Montgomery, Jimmy. Nope, don't like this team. Just don't. Hey, yeah, paying $10 for your kicker and your defense is just stupid. Even if they are the 2 best, we don't know that. You don't know how they're going to finish. It's too much to spend. 15 on Matt Ryan is too much. Bryant's fine. Adams, I just don't like him, but that's fine. Devontae Freeman is alright. Ty Montgomery. That's too much. I think 13 for Ty Montgomery is fine. We're going to nominate Fitz. He just doesn't have that wide receiver 1 or 2 appeal that I want. But I think he's fine, especially in PPR. If you're playing PPR leagues, he's good. He's going to get targeted. Like I said, I want Benjamin and Parker at this point. I think one of them's going to disappoint. I don't know which one. That's kind of what I'm thinking. If they both are good, then I can trade them possibly, or one of them. I don't think they'll both be bad. I think at least one's going to be pretty good. And it's my wide receiver too, so it's alright. Oh, I can't help myself. $3 in Mark Ingram, come on. Yeah. Okay. It's pretty sick. I have Todd Gurley, Isaiah Crowell, and Mark Ingram on my bench. Yeah. After week 1 or 2, I'm gonna trade one or both of them, one or two of them, to get a really good wide receiver. That's the plan. Even this is too much for Mariota. I think he's gonna be fine. I think he's being a good quarterback, but I don't think he has top 5 potential. I think he's a solid QB1, but I don't think he has top 5 potential. So that's an interesting nomination. He seems like a borderline wide receiver to be drafted in an auction draft. In 10 team anyways. Huh? I don't know. Guess people really like him. If he was like a wide receiver 4 or 5, I'd do that, but it seems like too much. This bench is so sick. I'd actually be shocked if I don't get some trade offers at the end of this draft. Denver's defense for $1. It's not bad. I want to do it. I want to do it. Yep, I'm going to do it. Love Houston's defense this year. J.J. Watts will be back. If he's not fighting hurricanes, stuff like that. Oh, disregard. Houston's defense is going to suck this year. I don't know why anybody would bid that much. I think what's happening is that people are starting to get their teams kind of filled out, so they're going for the defense and the kickers. I don't know. Whatevs. I like Baltimore's defense. They look pretty solid. Here's the problem with Crabtree. If Crabtree was my number 3 wide receiver, I'd totally go for it. But I need a number 2. And so I don't on a week-to-week basis, I don't want to be sitting there thinking, oh, Sammy Watkins, Michael Crabtree, and dealing with that. I wish this league had a couple of flexes. If there was a couple of flexes, I'd be bidding right now. I like Diggs. Important to note, again, this is non-PPR. He did not look great in the preseason. Looks like they're using the outside and using Thielen in the slot. I thought you could more for $2, but whoever this person is, Dalasa, Lasa, whatever, just really like what they're doing with their team. Just occurred to me my wide receivers, Keenan Allen, Sammy Watkins. Between the two of them, they played like 1.5 games in the last 3 years. Hopefully that they buck the trend this year. I want to do it. I want to do it. You know what? The only reason I bid is because they nominated Pittsburgh's defense. That's it. Only reason. I didn't say it had to be rational. It's not entirely true. That's because they have a Week 9 bye, which is pretty late, and they play Cleveland first week, so that'd be fine. Where did this list of kickers come from? Doug Martin. I like him. I don't think Jacquizz Rodgers is the guy, even if he is for the first few weeks. I don't think it's like he plays well enough that Doug Martin can't get his job back. And the fact is, Doug Martin has gotten it done a couple years. It's not bad. I'm kind of looking for Amir Abdullah. But I don't even know if I need any more running backs. I'm kind of... Fatness, interesting. This will be good. Is there news I don't know about that Zeke is playing week 1? I'm not gonna bid more. I don't need. I have a lot of McFadden in other leagues, and I just don't need to deal with it. Wow, that's funny. So he has almost the exact same team that I drafted earlier this week. So McFadden and Zeke, so you got that locked up. Ajayi, which is fine. I don't like Mike Evans, and Crabtree's solid. I don't know. I still don't like this team, but I like Tom Brady too. You paid too much for Tom Brady. Paid too much for Zeke too. But he got a steal on Ajayi. Wah, wah, wah. Kickers are so boring. I'll bid 2. I'll bid 3 on Garcon. Come on. Nothing. Well, I like Sanders, but I just don't want him in the spot. So I'm not even just to take up a bench spot, pretty much. Duel rules. Don't really like Indianapolis offense, but yeah, with Swoop gone, I like that. So here's the status. Once again, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at @FF_Googe, GOUGE. And if you're still listening to this, you're a hardcore auction drafter. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about my team. My team is actually interesting in the fact that I can probably move some running back pieces and get a really good wide receiver. And it's probably what I need to do to make this a championship team. Yeah. Okay. See. Philip Rivers for $2 is why you don't pay whatever it was, 30 for Rodgers or 25 for Brady and all that kind of stuff. That's just insane. And this, I'm glad that I have that now because this opens up wide receiver. I know my budget now is about $8 for a wide receiver, and there's Benjamin and Parker still available, and I really want one of them. Just debating about which one. It seems like Benjamin's a little bit safer. He's got the rapport with Cam Newton, but Parker has the upside. He's got all the physical tools. He's got Cutler. If Cutler decides to just target him, that'd be amazing. I think I'm just gonna go Parker just for the hell of it. Oh, there's my boy. Love Amir Abdullah. I never get him in auction drafts though. I still don't need him here, and of course he's gonna go for way lower than. Man, that pisses me off. I would have paid that for him, no problem. Andrew Luck, this is interesting. So I got him in $4 in the last draft, and since then he's been definitely declared out week 1. Now people are kind of thinking they might not be available for the first 2 or 3 weeks. We'll see. That's a steal, but swag up to 5. Interesting. Well, this is going to really suck because if there's this much of a market for Benjamin, there's going to be the same market for Parker, maybe even more because of the good news that's come out about him. Man. Alright, if I can get Cobb for $1, that'd be great. And if I don't, it's not a big deal. It's another wide receiver off the board. That's kind of the way I'm thinking. See, I think I Hate Wagons was one of the teams that was bidding for Benjamin, and I need the market not to be there for Parker. So it's kind of a safety issue here. See, now my mouse and my click button is on the bid too, and I'm afraid if I touch it, then I'm going to actually bid. So don't do that. Try to move your mouse a little bit after you actually bid. Alright, there we go. Now I'll move it a little bit so I don't accidentally bid on something I don't want to. So funny. One of the favorite sleepers, and then he, gets hurt again, and who knows? He's fine. For $1 or $2, take a shot. I just don't need him. Oh, it's my boy. I'm going to the max. What should I got? Alright. Alright. So that's good, because I got him a little cheaper than I hoped for. That's good. I'm going Ted Ginn. I like Macklin too. Just that Baltimore offense scares me because without the Baltimore offense was not that great with Flacco in, and with Flacco out is putrid. and I have a first-year wide receiver with him. How did Gilsey go for $2? How did that happen? I not even noticed it. Whoops, that was a big mistake. What is interesting is that Gilsey's his second running back, and as a third or fourth running back, I think that's fine. He might struggle a little bit there. You guys are distracting me. I can't believe Gilsey went for $2. I love Roethlisberger. Didn't love him before, but he's got the same bye week as my Philip Rivers. That's not good. Holy cow! I just realized. So I have Philip Rivers, Keenan Allen, and Melvin Gordon. I also have Sammy Watkins, Todd Gurley. Kind of killing those LA teams. Frank Gore, interesting. So people love him. He'll finish his RB12, whatever, because he plays 16 games and he gets 60 yards a game and maybe a touchdown here and there. But there is zero upside with this guy. He might be okay, but I actually like Tyrell Williams. But I am kind of tapped out on Chargers at this point, so we're going to let that one go. I think I want Chris Hogan again. I have 2 tight ends. So I have 2 bench positions available. I don't think it's time yet. I don't have the. Maybe I do have the budget. But I won't be heartbroken if I get Macklin, but this might have been a tactical error. Alright, okay. So we're fine. So I have 2 bench spots and a kicker, and I have $9 left in the budget. So I want Ginn, I want Hogan. What is going on with these kicker? Ooh. So Will Lutz and Chris Boswell are available kickers. Both of them would be fine. Phil Dawson, oldie but a goodie. Got Graham Gano. Didn't they? Wasn't there news on him? So it appears that he's in still a bit of a competition of some sort. It doesn't sound. That's less than confident. So let's assume a kicker is $2. $7 for the last two positions. So $7 for Chris Hogan and Ted Ginn Jr. I don't know. These are bench spots at this point. Does anybody else have a higher upside? I don't know. I don't think so. Ginn is a lock. Next time I get a nomination, it's going to be Ginn because I have the money to outbid anybody. So let's go from there. Kevin White, arguably, but who knows with that guy? Love Ginn. I like John Brown too. It's just too much inconsistency there. Too many injury concerns. This is late stages of the auction. If you are still listening to this, you are hardcore. This draft went nothing like I wanted or hoped. It's still not a bad team. I mean, whatever. You don't draft a championship team. You draft a playoff team, and I think I got all that I need for a playoff team. Probably gonna have to do a trade, like I said. Bounce a couple of these running backs and get a good wide receiver. But yeah, this team's fine. This team, though, I really like this team. My turn to nominate, so we'll go. No more holding back. We'll go Ted Ginn. So that was it. $3 pretty much max bid. That was easy. Going back to this team, so they have Kirk Cousins. I don't really like that. I'd rather have like Andy Dalton, something like that. I like AJ Green. I like Doug Baldwin. Diggs for $2 is pretty tough to argue that. Le'Veon Bell for $68. That was expensive. Gilsey for $2. That's fine. Gronk for $33. Frank Gore. I actually don't like Frank Gore at all. I don't like Eric Decker. Although for $1. Yeah, for $1, what are you gonna do? It just seems like this well, they have a problem in week 9, don't they? But this RB2 spot here, maybe I can trade with them. But honestly, if it's not AJ Green or Doug Baldwin, I want nothing to do with them. Both of them are week 6, so if I was gonna trade them, maybe like week 5 or something like that would be a good time to trade, or week 9. Running backs are available. Oof, it gets ugly, doesn't it? Want none of that. In deeper leagues, Kobe Fleener maybe is worth a shot. You never know. Charles Clay is being way underdrafted. If you got a flyer in at least a 12-team league, maybe your last pick, Charles Clay. I think the Bills are going to target their tight end way more than they did in years past. Look at these quarterbacks. Cam Newton still hasn't been drafted. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stream my quarterback. So just roll with Philip Rivers for a while, and then after that, just do something on the waiver wire. I want Hogan. Here's the thing about Hogan. Like we're gonna know pretty early how involved he's going to be in the offense. Where is Hogan? There he is. There you go. So I got him. I see a kicker. This is stupid, so I have money left over. I hate having money left over, but it's only a few bucks. So. What kicker do I want? I like Will Lutz, but his bye week is week 5. So Chris Boswell, Pittsburgh's kicker, looks good. Yep, it's got to be Chris Boswell. Let's wait for him. Make sure there's not something wrong with him or something. Okay. So there you have it, guys. This rounds out my team. By the way, if there's girls listening, I'm sorry. I just said guys a lot. Joey might be a girl. I don't know. I hope more girls play. I'm certainly gonna do a league next year with my daughter. But let's kind of look at some of these teams. Drew Brees, can't go wrong with him. 25 is too expensive though. Drill Pryor, 31 is way too much for him. Allen Robinson, 25, too much for him. Demaryius Thomas, 20. That's okay. If he was, it's tough because part of me is thinking, well, as a third wide receiver, it's fine. But Terrell Pryor, Allen Robinson, Demaryius Thomas, they all kind of seem like more or less the same, don't they? So I mean, it's solid wide receiver core. Just don't know. DeMarco Murray, 50. Seems a little bit high. Christian McCaffrey for 31 is way too high. Carlos Hyde. Plus I get Ingram. Gurley for 23. I mean, come on. Zach Ertz for 3 I really like. Terrence West for 7. The Baltimore backfield is just becoming kind of a quagmire. I don't know how the offense is going to be. The defense is really solid, but I think you're going to have a lot of like 17-13 type games, and so I just don't know what to make of that offense. Thomas Rawls, I like him for a bench player. You got Andy Dalton for $1. I mean, that's just disgusting. I think, here's a hot take, so I think Andy Dalton's going to be a top 6 quarterback this year. So for $1, it's just a ridiculous steal. Danny Woodhead, again, in PPR, in a 12-team PPR league, I'd like him. In a 10-team standard league, I don't think I like him. He's 32 years old. This is his first year on the team. He hasn't had a lot of reps with the team yet. There's a few other, there's even beyond Terrence West, there's Buck Allen. Just don't like it, whatever. Dan Bailey in Denver, okay, it's fine. Okay, team, I mean, not horrible. Hash brownie, so Andrew Luck, and well, they got Ben Roethlisberger, so that's good. So they spent $5 on Andrew Luck and Ben Roethlisberger, which is pretty awesome if you think about it. I think we'll see it later, but Aaron Rodgers went for over 30 and Tom Brady for 25, and I do think those are the best QBs, but I mean that's pretty solid for these two QBs. Antonio Brown for 58 is fine. Leo Jones for 61. That's a little bit expensive, but that's okay. Alshon Jeffrey for 15. I don't quite remember what other wide receivers went for 15, but it's a wide receiver 3, so that's all right. I got Macklin down here and Thielen, so that's fine. Here's a problem though. Marshawn Lynch and Fournette. I don't know what to do with like Marshawn Lynch. He could easily have 10 TDs, but I don't know what his usage is going to be. It's his first year on the team. He was retired last year. It's hard to tell. Leonard Fournette, I think, is really going to disappoint. I think he's going to get a lot of usage, but I think he's going to struggle with that offensive line. He's great. I mean, he's great talent, but that offense is going to be pretty bad. Jordan Reed, I really like. He might get hurt, but whatever. He's worth $14 just for the upside alone. Adrian Peterson for $2. That's whatever. Amir Abdullah, I'd love for $3. I'm pissed off that happened, actually. Oh, man. Let's go back. So you can go to rosters. It hasn't loaded yet. Oh, there's a way to check the draft. I'm just trying to remember what it would get there. Sorry. That's not it. I should have been better prepared for this. So there is a way to check. Okay, here we go. I'm just trying to see if there's a way to scan by team like we're doing. Apparently not, which stinks. I can't really say anything about how much they paid for people, but alright, so here's my soapbox with Aaron Rodgers. It's just too much. It's just too much. I don't even know if I'd pay 20 for Aaron Rodgers. He's great. He's amazing. He's going to finish as number 1, number 2 QB if he's healthy. No doubt. I get that. There's safety there, but when you're paying over $30 for Aaron Rodgers, it's just too much. DeAndre Hopkins, if he's not targeted a ton, he's a great wide receiver, but he's just not going to do what he did a few years ago without 190 some odd targets, whatever it was. So I like him. I just don't love him. And I think that was actually a decent deal. I think he went for 24, if I remember right. Brandon Cooks was a pretty good deal. Be better if it was PPR. This is standard, but yeah, we'll see what happens this year. T.Y. Hilton, pretty rough. If you don't, Andrew Luck misses 3 or 4 weeks, like I think he will. That certainly is a knock against Hilton, but he's a great wide receiver. Does it over 1,000 yards pretty much every year, but the TD upside is just not there. Lamar Miller, a lot of people don't like him, but I think he's going to get the usage. He was okay last year. I think the offense is a little bit better, so he's fine. Jordan Howard, be careful. Be careful. So the reason that he didn't go to a better college, or the probable reason, is he was injured in high school, and then he was injured in college, so eventually made his way to Indiana, and had a pretty good year, but again, he was injured then, and fought the injury bug. Gets drafted. I loved him last year, but I don't know. Lots of injury history there, and Chicago's got a good offensive line, but Jordan Howard struggles with receptions, so we'll see. It's standard, so this is actually better for Howard. Greg Olsen, solid every year. Love him. Matt Prayer's fine, Carolina. Jay Stu, it's alright. Mike Wallace, Eddie Lacy, Kevin White, James White, Marquise Lee. I don't like any of that bench. I don't think it's a very deep team, but they did okay. Carr, I don't like. Tyreek Hill, I don't like. Nope, not in standard. Fitz, I don't. Nope. That's what happens when you spend 86 on a David Johnson. It's just insane. Did get Carlos Hyde, that's pretty good. So David Johnson, Carlos Hyde, so that's a pretty good combination. Actually, let's look at this. Because if you throw these two up, Pierre Garçon and Kelvin Benjamin, and put them in these two spots, that's a pretty solid team. They did a good job with the late round wide receivers that they got. Alright, well, alright. We'll see what they do. Don't hate it as much as I thought. Talk about this team extensively, I like that. Cam Newton, solid. Jordy Nelson, solid. Michael Thomas, Murray Cooper, Kareem Hunt. They'll probably throw Dalvin Cook into the starting spot. Kelsey, and it's a solid team. Solid team. I don't know. I don't really like their bench. Like if we played a couple flex positions, I would love that they have Theo Riddick and Corey Coleman and Crowder in here. But because we don't, those guys, as good as they are, I just don't know that you're going to feel real comfortable throwing them into the lineup. We'll see. So my team, Philip Rivers, lots of receiving options there. I think it's going to be a very efficient offense. So I think he's fine. He's solid. Keenan Allen, Sammy Watkins, Devontae Parker. That's less than inspiring. I'm going to have to fix that. Get another wide receiver. LaShawn McCoy, Melvin Gordon, love those two. Todd Gurley, Crowell, Ingram. Yeah. So I'm gonna do some kind of package. I don't know, something like I don't know, Parker and Crowell for some kind of really good wide receiver. I'm gonna go for AJ Green. It's probably gonna be the first deal I'm gonna try to make. But it's kind of team dependent. If they're weekend wide receivers, I can't really do that. So actually, that'd be kind of fun. In a minute, I'll go over that. See if I can find somebody to make a deal with. Matt Ryan, Martavius Bryant, Devontae Adams, Rashard Matthews. I don't like that. Devontae Freeman, I like. Ty Montgomery is okay. I like Jimmy Graham a lot. I don't like that team. Nope. They just don't got it. These are, you see, like Sanders, Golden Tate, these are PPR type people. Ty Montgomery, PPR. Freeman, even PPR. Adams, I think, is going to take a step back. Martavius Bryant's pretty good, but if he was my third wide receiver, that's fine, but yeah, don't like that team. I know we went over that one before. We went over that one. Team Wilson, Des Bryant, don't like him, Willie Snead. Problem is there's a third wide receiver because Snead is suspended, so you're throwing Britt up there, and I think he's pretty good, but or maybe Landry. So Landry's facing possible suspension. I don't know what's going on with that. Britt, he can throw in there, and he's okay, but he's not that great. Mixon and Anderson, that's pretty pukey. I'm not. Nope, they don't got it. You had me at Wilson, Bryant, Beckham, and then you lost me afterwards. Even Janikowski, I'm sure he's going to land with some team, whatever, but he's in some kind of contract dispute. Whatever. Kickers are humans too. Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Crabtree, I like that. I like those three. I like Ajayi. I like that. Rudolph is fine. New England defense. Darren McFadden, throw him up there. They need a wide receiver though. Moncrief I like, but Luck is out, so they're another team that needs a wide receiver. Pretty good team though. Who knows? Brandon Marsh might turn out. So if we're gonna talk trades, we need a team with some pretty decent wide receivers. So they got Macklin down here. So this team, Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, Jeffrey, Macklin, and Thielen. I can't do it because I just don't have the pieces to be able to afford a Julio Jones or Antonio Brown without giving up the world. It's not. They have a lot of good wide receivers, but it's just not the right trade opportunity, I don't think. I'm not going to be able to trade them because they're going to think that their running backs are fine. They're not. But I can't do anything with them. This is probably the team. But they have Kareem Hunt and Dalvin Cook. So they have two running backs, two rookie running backs that they're kind of relying on. And the second year, that's... So maybe this is a trade opportunity right here. So Chris's crazy team. Let's see how crazy they are. So I'd want Amari Cooper or Michael Thomas. And I'd probably do like Gurley for Amari Cooper. I might just kind of wait a week and try to do like McCoy for Amari Cooper or Michael Thomas, one too. Probably Amari Cooper because I already have Ted. So that's a possibility. AJ Green, Doug Baldwin. I like both of them. Stephon Diggs. Who they got? Bell, Jacquizz Rodgers. But he got. See that? Here's the problem. He got Gillislee, so he's actually kind of thinking that his running backs are okay. So maybe if something doesn't work out. That's just poopy. I'm not going to be able to offer him anything that he's going to give up for Cooks. Let's see. He's got Miller and Howard. They're pretty solid, actually. And Stewart to back that up, and Lacey. So he's not going to want to trade. Alright. So the only possible trade right now is this one. And I think I'm going to wait until after week 1 so I can try to get McCoy for Cooper or something like that. So we'll see. Well, that's it, guys. So that was the draft. Good luck. Hopefully you get this before you do your auction draft. And this auction draft is a little bit weird. I think those prices in the beginning were pretty high, but you never know, especially if you're doing Yahoo auctions, what happens, especially if you have some of those bots playing in the beginning. But good luck. Signing off.